What's this?
Spuds.
Spuds.
Your favorite potatoes. So
it's nice when you eat them with a piece of onion.
Yep.
Greg Higginbotham is a local reenactor who has portrayed Jesse James's brother Frank for regional audiences since 1982. He and this group keep the history of this border war alive, the skirmishes and the meals.
We got some old pepper sauce over here.
Oh, yeah, you ought to throw in a little bit of pepper sauce.
Was pepper sauce something that was popular back then?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
This is just a little bit of bread and some cornmeal. And that's going to be that ham cake.
Gotcha. Sauteed over the fire.
There's a reason why we got Greg cooking in camp. He's actually a good cook.
Greg was present when they exhumed Jesse's original gravesite in 1979, even though his body was supposedly moved to nearby Kearney in 1902.
And why had they moved it?
They thought they were going to dig him up and stuff him.
Gotcha.
And put him in a sideshow and a circus.
Yep.
And he was moved to Mount Olivet Cemetery, but they done a haphazard job of doing it. They just kind of dug it up and away they went.
Well, then they decided to do an archaeological dig of his former gravesite right there on the James farm.
And sure enough, there's parts of him still in there.
Sure.
Found portions of his skull, his clothes.
Yep.
Everybody kept bringing up the idea that that wasn't Jesse James in that grave, that he had gone to Texas.
Distrust of institutions, combined with ideological portrayals of Jesse and his exploits, keep these myths alive.
Inside that grave was a Caucasian male.
Yep.
35 years, plus or minus 3 years.
Yep.
He had suffered from a high fever at one point in his life, and he had head lice.
They knew all that from that DNA testing.
There wasn't enough DNA in his bone, so they extracted it out of a tooth. So the man that is in that grave, almost for sure, is Jesse Woodson James.
In his time and today, interpreting Jesse James depends on your point of view.
Whether he was a local boy trying to do good, criminal, Robin Hood, Confederate guerrilla gone slightly psycho, son of the state just trying to live a life that was the kind that he felt he was promised.
He came from money and education.
I mean, remember,
it was all taken.
right. But for me, someone who just loves history, there's just being on the trail and experiencing pieces of the life that he led. I'm gonna make some pie slices. That's lovely. Wow, that's really good. I'm not gonna lie. Smoky from the fire, smoky from the bacon.
Good job, Greg.
Back in the day, they rarely ate this good. Because this is nice sow belly, onion potato cooked up and stuffed inside cornmeal and baked on an open fire.
We eat better than
Potato
they
eat, yeah, you do.
We're going to pass it around. We can't,
Brothers.
can't deny our parts.
We'll rob that train.
Mount up, boys.
It's a train, and that train's set to be robbed.
After we get done with this ham cake.
You try though.
After the Union solidified control, most of the Missouri bushwhackers went back to their families and farms and led quiet lives. Jesse did the opposite. He didn't change tactics, he just changed targets. Jesse James, he's a criminal, he's a thief. But to people who were living in 19th century Missouri, you know, he was a relief, he was heroic. He wasn't stealing from them, he was stealing from the Carnegies and the Vanderbilts. We're gonna get a chance to meet descendants of those people who still feel the same way today. The outskirts of Richmond is home to rolling hills, tall grass, and the bird fever hunting preserve. The James gang would have been able to hunt this same land, living life on the lam.
The dogs are thrilled.
You know, that's the main thing. If you watch the dogs, we need to be more like dogs.
Keith Calvert started bird fever by accident 20 years ago when his wife gave him a couple of dogs for his birthday.
Yep. I don't know what we got here, but it very well could be something.
These grasses are the natural habitat for ringneck pheasant, quail, and chukar partridge. Roy Branson completes our hunting party.
Could be a mouse.
Could be a bird running.
Yeah. Oh, right here, we got a point. Says it's right here.
Find it, Jake. There you go, Andrew.
Shooting.
Good
Good
job.
shot.
Good job.
Good shot.
Good boy. That's my first pheasant of the season. All
Pretty
right.
tough shot. I was impressed.
Get ready, Andrew. Good shot.
Yep.
Molly. Hey, drop. Good girl. Good shot.
Field dressing always allows for acknowledgement of the beauty of these fowl.
Such a fantastic bird. You know, when you look at all those different colors,
Well, it's every color you can imagine.
browns and
There's
greens,
blue
turquoise, just stunning.
Missouri borders 8 states, the most of any in the nation. In Jesse James's time, people came here to start over, find their place, or hide. Even today, a lot of the state remains wild and untamed. That spirit can be felt at Bird Fever Hunting Preserve, where our recently downed pheasants are prepped for lunch.
In all seriousness, that was a perfect morning.
You said it most out there when you said it's about the camaraderie.
That's the best part.
Wendy Gardner of Bird Fever tosses our pheasants, local chukar partridge, and quail with flour and salt, then fries them in oil.
Pheasant, quail, chukar,
Fried potatoes and baked beans.
baked beans.
Good old Southern meal. That's
And,
a country boy dinner.
Keith's family has been in Missouri for generations. He has a James Gang story passed down to him from his grandfather.
A knock on the door. My grandma answered the door, and there was 2 gentlemen standing there. All they asked for is if they could just put their horses in their barn and sleep in their barn that night. And of course, my grandpa went and said yeah, and helped them put their horses up and invited them in for dinner.
In that era, that was commonplace in the time.
Yeah. They did come in, they did eat. When they got finished, stood up, he said, "Can I pay you for the meal?" And of course, Grandma said, "No, it's my pleasure." They left, went out in the barn, and when she was cleaning up the plates, as she picked up the one plate, there was a silver dollar underneath that plate. Yeah. Now, whether it was Jesse James or not, nobody could swear to it, but they swear to it.
Exactly.
He was the favorite of the people.
Exactly.
Because he really never did rob from individuals. He always robbed from banks.
Stories like this prove that there's something undeniably attractive about the James mystique, like the wonderful aroma of crisp potatoes and pan-fried fowl.
This is chukar leg. That's quail leg.
Yep, I'm gonna go chukar leg and pheasant breast.
There you go.
Wise choice.
Well, does it pass?
Pass, it's delicious.
Oh, my.
Yeah, it's real good, Wendy.
Thank you.
Partridge has such a great woodsy flavor. It's not
Yep.
gamey at all.
Right.
It's just, it reminds me of rough grouse. I mean, just, you know you're not eating chicken.